All right, welcome to, what is this? One Simple Change. This is March, which is National Nutrition Month. I get excited about March because I'm a nutritionist and I get to talk even more about nutrition. Specifically, I want to share what makes the biggest impact on our health, wellness, and well-being, which is plants. So, and sometimes people get confused about the plant-based nutrition because it's kind of a fad right now. But when I say plants and flooding your body with more plants, whole foods and plants. So not necessarily, they have a lot of processed plant foods right now, but today we're going to talk about fruits and vegetables and how that really helps you. And I want to say this, as I said, that fruits and vegetables makes a tremendous impact in the body. And why it does that is because inside of the fruits and vegetables, there are phytonutrients and chemicals that work with our cells. So our cells need certain nutrients in order to thrive, and fruits and vegetables have them. So when we marry what the fruits and vegetables with our cell at a cellular level, amazing things happen. And it's from nature. We didn't make it up. But I want to encourage you, once you're done listening to these phenomenal sharers and these testimonies, I want you to make the commitment to flood your body with more fruits and vegetables. Now, a lot of people don't understand. Did I say my name? Did I even say my name? I didn't say my name. My name is Robin. I'm Robin, certified nutritionist. I know, I was like, I didn't say my name. My name is Robin, and I am a nutritionist for the past 14 years. So this is stuff that I love. I know I told you guys it's National Nutrition Month. So I'm a nutritionist. This is what I do. And when I have clients that are needing to heal their body and build their body up, I recommend plants. A lot of people don't know how much we need. So 7 to 13 servings, which sounds crazy, but we need that because of all of the things that our bodies are being bombarded with on a daily. So the more plants, the better. Also, a lot of folks don't know that if you go to the grocery store, generally speaking, the plants and the vegetables that are sitting there for you to purchase traveled a long way to get there, were picked before they were ripened. And when that happens, all of the nutrients that you want to have are not available. So what we're going to introduce you to is how we get our fruits and vegetables in almost in an innovative way, but we're able to flood our bodies with all this produce, and it's making such an impact. It is the solution that so many folks wish they knew about. Y'all here get to hear about it. So before that, let me just, well, actually not before that. So you're going to hear stories. They're telling their story, right? We're not making any claims. Everybody has their own story to share. And should you decide to flood your body and with these plant powders as we do, your experience is your own. Okay, so we actually, well, I'll leave it at that. We'll talk more about it at the end. I want to introduce Kristen Finley. Now, Kristen is also she's a dietitian. Did I miss anything as I was introducing just the fruits and vegetables? Anything that I needed to say? Because you also are a lover of nutrition.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's National Nutrition Month. I am a registered dietitian, and the thing that I would add to that is that 90% of us do not get enough fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. So as a dietitian, it seems like the easiest, like it seems like such a simple solution, and yet we know that fruits and vegetables really have the potential to cure or help or aid in healing of almost every non-communicable disease that we have. So, and at the very least, they're not going to hurt. So they're not going to hurt, and they're probably going to help, and they may cure. Fruits and vegetables may have that power. So, but 90% of us don't get enough. And that is a CDC statistic that I always like to point out. And as a dietitian, it seems so easy, like, let's just eat more fruits and vegetables, people. And, but we're not, we're just not. I've been a dietitian for 30 years and we're still not eating enough.
I want to say that you mentioned something before we go on. It's like when you're taking your fruits and vegetables, there's no side effects, right? And oftentimes we go to medication, and medication is good, but fruits and vegetables, tried and true, I don't know about any side effects that come from that. So now you've had your own story. All of us take these fruits and vegetables in a capsule, which both you and I, when we heard about that, we're like, yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
I was super resistant, and I think you were too. So share with us kind of that journey of being introduced to them and then what you've noticed in your body.
Yeah, I was introduced to plant powders in about 2000, well, about 2013, and it took me till 2015 to even decide to give them a try. I was very, very resistant, and I just thought that everything that you needed, you could get from the food that you ate. And so I was very anti anything extra. And I ended up going to a talk and heard some doctors speak on these plant powders, and just this little glimmer of sort of hit me. And I don't know if it was a moment of weakness or what, but I finally decided, you know what, I'm going to give these things a try. And I was kind of embarrassed that I did. In fact, I didn't tell anybody for about a year that I was taking them, except I put my whole family on it, because I thought we all need more fruits and vegetables. We're not getting enough. And as much as I thought that, I'm a dietitian, I ate well. I was I would say I always describe myself as a better than most eater. But I still wasn't getting enough. And even though I looked really healthy on the outside, I was riding my bike 100+ miles a week, and I was doing triathlons, and, I fit and everything. I was kind of starting to fall apart. I was getting close to 50 at that time. And I noticed I was having back pain and hip pain that I just chalked up to my years. I was a college gymnast and had a lot of surgery. I had 5 knee surgeries in the 4 years I was at college, along with a bunch of other stuff that probably, if I would have eaten more fruits and vegetables back in college, I wouldn't have had all those ailments. But I digress. So but I was kind of falling apart. I was achy, and I was also taking 3 allergy medications. And I'd had an autoimmune disease since I was 6 years old, that I'd never, for 43 years, I'd never gone a day without medication. So I really didn't have any hopes for these plant powders at all. But I decided to give them a try. And within a year, like, long story short, within a year, I first started noticing that I had more energy at about 3 months. My fingers that my autoimmune disease is psoriasis, my fingers that were constantly split and cracking and bleeding had healed up, and I no longer, it was a winter when it was normally horrible, and that was happening. Little spots, the psoriasis in my ears was going away. But by a year, I noticed that I no longer needed my allergy medications. I was taking a nose spray, an eye drop, and a pill every day. I no longer needed those. My back and hip pain was much better. And I was I felt like I was healing from the inside out. The outside looked good. The inside was starting to catch up to me at 50. And fast forward to this year, I've been taking these plant powders now since 2015, never will miss a day, never. And I had to have knee replacement surgery. Like I said, I had 5 knee surgeries in the 4 years I was at college. My knee was worn out. I had a knee replacement in July. The doctor told me it was going to be a year of rehab. At 8 weeks, I rode 20 miles outside on my bike, up hills, down, like a normal bike ride. At 8 weeks, 9 weeks, I ran, I rode 30 miles. I jogged at 12 weeks, not very much, just enough to save myself from the javelina and the coyotes in the neighborhood if I had to. I just had to make sure I could. I'm not really going to be a runner. But the big thing for me was that, and the big goal for me was, I skied 5 months and 20 days after knee replacement surgery. And I really think that the good nutrition that I put in my body, of course, I was committed to the rehab. I was committed. My mindset was good. My rehab was good, but my nutrition was good. And I'm pretty convinced that most people aren't skiing 5 months and 20 days after a knee replacement. And I did with my 3 boys, which was my husband and my sister and was out there, and it had been 10 years since I'd skied. So anyway, that is my story in a nutshell. I will never go a day without the plant powders. Man, the psoriasis, I lost a lot of hair because I have scalp psoriasis. My hair has, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but my hair has grown back like nice and full and thick like it was. My husband even said my ponytail looked like it did when I was in my 20s. So anyway,
thank you.
That is my story.
Yeah, I'm going to cut my comment short and we're going to keep going on. And then at the end, we'll make some comments. But those that are listening, just understand that the body knows what to do when you give it the nutrients. So Azalee Love, I love calling Miss Love. Please share your story and your experience with taking these whole food plant powders on a daily basis.
Thank you very, very much. It was nice listening to Kristen too. I thoroughly enjoyed her. But again, everyone, my name is Azalee Love. I live in Wilson, North Carolina with my husband, Dexter. You probably see his name up there. So that is my husband. And we have 4 daughters, 9 grandkids, 3 great grandchildren. So as you can see, I want to be my best and I want to feel my best. But let me just tell you, when my health journey started almost 4 years ago, when I decided to make one simple change, these plant-based products that we're talking about, the plant-based, when I made my one simple change. But I have to tell you, my health was fast declining. Uncontrolled high pressure, chronic fatigue, arthritis in both knees and my left hip, which my doctor had recommended replacements. And also, I had a horrible addiction. Now, before your mind start going all over the place about this addiction, let me tell you about it. Once I was in the doctor's office and I looked at her, I was very serious. And I looked at her and I said, do you have a program? For instance, alcoholics have the AA program. Drug addictions, I know one of the drug addiction programs. I think it's like the 12 steps, something like that. I know it's many out there. So she's looking at me very serious because she doesn't know where this conversation is going. I said, do you have something like that for someone that's hooked on potato chips? She laughed. She laughed. She looked at me as if she wouldn't imagine me saying anything like that. So you know what she did? She just increased my blood pressure medication. I knew I had a serious problem. I knew I had a serious problem because each day, not every other day, each day I would eat 2 bags of potato chips. Not the little bags, the big, I don't know the size now because I haven't purchased any in about 3.5 years, but the big size potato chips, the plain ruffled potato chips, I wanted them. I would eat, during the course of the day, I would eat, this is my comfort food, I said. I'm gonna comfort myself. Before I knew it, the whole bag was gone. So I would take another bag to bed with me. Then my husband started saying, I want some of those potato chips. You know what I did? I went out and bought his own. I had to have my own whole bag of potato chips. And I convinced myself, this is my comfort food. But I knew that attributed to high blood pressure. I knew that it attributed to the arthritis, but I had no control. So that's why I said I was addicted. So I knew I had to do something. So thanks to my daughter and this one simple change that I made, she asked me, Mom, try this. Let's try that. That's food. I eat every day. I don't need food. I need a drug. I need something that's going to help me. So she said, well, what do you have to lose? Other than the pain, what do you have to lose? So I thought about it. Not that day. I did not do anything about it. But I thought about it when I started having this pain again, walking around with my potato chips under my arms, eating. So I said, well, let me try it. So I did. Like I said, this started almost 4 years ago now. Thanks to and these plants base that I started with, no more high blood pressure, no more fatigue, no more. The doctor had said that I needed the operation. I did not have the operation. I did not have to have the need. I'm free. I'm not addicted anymore. Like I said, 3.5 years ago, I can pass by a potato chip aisle now and say, no more. You see, but no one would think that is truly an addiction. I knew it was. So thanks to this product and thanks to my daughter just taking the time to stay on me,
Yeah.
I can't take all the credit. I have to give her some of the credit, but I feel wonderful. That began 3.5 years ago. For the rest of my life, I will definitely be eating these plant-based products.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing. Let me share.
This love. Thank you so much. And yes, potato chips is a real addiction. I'm telling you the truth. We
It
know
is.
So next we have Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, share with us your story. These are phenomenal stories, y'all. Everybody has their own experience with what fruits and vegetables do in this concentrated, powerful way. All right, Elizabeth, share your story with us.
Well, it's such an honor to be on this panel with these other fabulous ladies. I am an attorney and health coach who lives in Costa Mesa, California, with my husband of almost 27 years. And I found out a secret to vitality because I asked my friend, who is a year younger than I, that I was going to take care of her high school kids when she was going to go sing. She's actually the voice of Ariel for Disney. And I said to her, you know, you're only a year younger than I am, and you're really ticking me off because you have all this vitality. And I know you don't have all of these diagnoses I have, which I have a list of genetic stuff. What are you doing that I'm not doing? And she turned around and she told me about this product that could, that I should take a look at. And I have tried a lot of things because I am somebody, like I said, who had a list of diagnoses that I was given, oh golly, 14, 15 years ago, including fibromyalgia and genetic spine condition that would be fusing my spine over time and causing a great deal of pain, and needing therapies in addition to celiac. I found out about 10 years ago. And yet no one had ever mentioned plant powders and nutrition to me to take a look at. And so I had gone to a nutritionist and a dietitian, funny thing, but they didn't know about these plant powders. I'm sure they didn't. And when I started the plant powders, I noticed the first week that my hands quit throbbing. And if you've had itises and issues where your inflammation has gotten you to the point where you literally, oh golly, at one point in time, I was on 14 different medications and supplements trying to feel better. What I can say to you is today I take one medication for Hashimoto's, and I have been given back a sense of vitality and a rhythm to my life that I didn't think was possible. From starting this about 5.25 years ago, and people that have loved me and known me and watched me go through this, many have locked arms and can see that it has made a difference for me. And I am committed to helping anybody that is interested in changing one simple change at a time, because, and maybe Robin will have time to talk about it, maybe she won't, I don't know, but it does this metabolic programming thing on you. And this was a gap in my education. I didn't know what I didn't know, that you can retrain yourself in order to eat for health and stop looking for disease and step away from all the over-the-counter things and the things that you're trying to manage on your own with different infections that you get repeatedly through different seasons, and your family does, and the expense of all of it. simply by making one simple change at a time and staying with the community that's supportive of you on the journey to health and wellness. And I will say too, you get a plant glow over time eating these.
I'm saying, talking loud and saying nothing because I had it on mute. I was like, I have a plant glow. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for that. The stories are so, so inspiring. And remember, those that are listening, it's just plants. It's fruits and vegetables, no joke. But it's not the fruits and vegetables that are in the store that you go and get off the shelf. Lisa, where are you, Lisa?
I'm right here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can. So share with us two things, your experience with taking these plant powders, and then hopefully we'll have a little bit of time for you to let us know that we take these plant powders, but we also grow produce. So we want people to know that this is legit. This is fruits and vegetables. And we do it vine ripen all with all the nutrition, and that's why it's such a profound story. But share with us, Lisa.
Thank you, Robin. Thanks for inviting me. Hey guys, I'm Lisa Michelle. I am a certified health coach and aging well specialist. And when I first heard about these plant powders, my health was in crisis. My body was in crisis, and I was like an estimated 50 million other Americans. I live with chronic pain every day. And in my family, in my bloodline, is autoimmune that runs rapid. And I was dying, but I was killing myself. And the tool that I was using was this, my fork. One day, that autoimmune disease that had plagued my family showed up at my door and showed up in my body. And I was given anti-inflammatories to help remove it. But instead, those prescriptions wreaked havoc on my intestines. But I was unaware of that until like years later. So I had inflammation in my body. I needed regular injections in my hip and my spine just to be mobile. And y'all, those injections were long, like a fishing pole. Like a fishing rod. They were long, they were painful. And although they provided relief, it was only temporary because I needed to turn around like a few months later and go do it again. I'm thankful for them, but I was looking for a more permanent solution. And so my gut was also on fire. I had irritable bowel, diverticulitis. I had the fire, y'all, of acid reflux rolling up and down my insides. I was even diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I had ulcers that were on fire. And my friend, I was a young mom. Let me just say I was a young mom. I had a husband at the time and 3 beautiful little girls. But my food choices had me in and out of the hospital. It was not a good time. It was not a good time. And my friend, she heard my pain. She felt my pain. She heard my plea. And I was homeschooling at the time. This is a fellow homeschool mom. And she said, hey, have you tried these plant powders? Have you tried fruits and vegetables? And I said, I eat fruits and vegetables. And she challenged me. She said, well, do you eat 7 to 13 servings? And I said, nope, not doing that. She said, what about the rainbow? Are you eating the rainbow? And I was like, well, I'm eating broccoli and string beans and corn, like my 3 favorites, and kind of rotate them around every few days. But no, I was not eating the rainbow. And I decided to give it a try. And I'm so glad that I did, because I started flooding my body with fruits and vegetables. I also started drinking more water and reading labels. And that was huge. Reading labels, not just the front of anything, but turning around and reading the ingredients. And I was able to eliminate toxins that are no good for our bodies and getting those toxins out as well. And exercising. And I started to feel better, so much better. that after a while, I no longer needed those nasty injections or that handful of prescriptions that I was taking. All of them gave me horrible side effects. And I learned the difference between sick care and health care. I learned that with each bite that I take, I'm either feeding disease or fighting disease. And I choose to fight disease every day with this, with my fork. And I believe that fruits and vegetables were God's idea. That's why he put us in a garden. And we've gotten far away from that garden. But I'm so grateful that I've got a garden right here in my home, right behind me, that I get to go from garden to table, from tower to table. And I'm able to eat good food every day, fruits and vegetables. I'm about 85% plant-based, totally in my diet, and I love it. I love it. I'm thankful that I have my health. I'm thankful that I have my health freedom, and I'm thankful for the quality of life that I now have in my 60s that was unattainable for me in my 40s. So y'all, I have gone from a hot mess on fire to an aging well specialist.
Wow. Y'all are something. I mean, I'll say so inspiring. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to wrap it up this way. And what we do is we usually have some questions and so forth at the end, but I want to say this. So these fruits and vegetables, people are hearing them like, okay, how are they taking them? What? I don't get it. So all these fruits and vegetables, vine ripened. So as soon as they have all the nutrients in them, they're taken off of the vine and they're put into this big grinder, the pits, the peel, everything. And in the peel, like for example, an orange or a lemon, a lot of the nutrients are in the peel. So it's put in this big old grinder and the water is taken out and it's turned into a powder. They're non-GMO, no spray with pesticides, it's all clean. And so that powder form is what we all take. And so that powder is put into a capsule. We don't do it. The encapsulators put it into a capsule and then we take them. They're also in a chewable form. So if sometimes people have trouble swallowing capsules or what have you, there is a chewable alternative to that. But we take these fruits and vegetables, legit fruits and vegetables. It has a nutrition facts label on when you get them. So you know that it's food, just like frozen broccoli, and we consume them every day. And everybody's story is so different in what they experience. I was just listening to Kristen and it gave me an aha moment. My daughter has skin that is dry and cracked. And since I've been making her every day religiously get back to her chewables, her hand is getting better. And that reminded me of that just by what you said. But for those of you that are listening, I want you to contact the person that invited you here and figure out how you can incorporate these plant powders into your life. And I would say to you, your experience is yours. And the only way that you're going to know it is if you do it. And we recommend that you commit to at least 4 months, very, very consistently taking them, because we know that at a cellular level, when you're taking, or your body rejuvenates in that time. And I always say to people, don't be like myself and Kristen and maybe even Miss Love, where we were hesitant because we hesitated because we're like fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Yeah, right. Because I say, what if you have a story or a challenge, or you know someone that does? What do you have to lose? It's fruits and vegetables, right? Take them for 4 months. Don't take them after that if it doesn't work for you. But I say to you, what if, right? What if? So contact the person that invited you here, like ASAP, and find out how you can get these fruits and vegetables into your home, into your life. And if you want to start growing your own as well, because we take them in capsules or chewables and we grow them. So with that being said, I'm going to turn off the recording